All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Judge Jackie Powell, and this is First Appearance Court. And I will begin with the first appearance docket this afternoon. And for those of you on the first appearance docket, please note that everything you say today is being recorded and can be used against you at a later time. So please speak with your attorney before speaking on the record. Let's start with Damian Dussard.
Paul Reiner.
Hello, good morning.
Good afternoon, Ms. Dussard. You're before the court on a misdemeanor capias,
Yes,
and this is on a petty theft charge. Capias was issued November 5. Is there anything else holding her in custody?
Not as I can see, Judge, and she would like to resolve it this morning.
All right, is the state in a position to make an offer?
Yes, Judge, the documented offer is a withhold court cost, no return to the Walmart at 1800 South University Drive in Miramar.
okay.
Is that
All
what
right,
you'd like
so-
to do, Mr. Sard? You'd have no conviction, you'd have no conviction on your record.
No, not at all.
No, you've got to listen. Your attorney's is asking you, one, do you want to resolve the case with the offer that has been extended?
Yes, I would love to.
And two, the other thing is that he was telling you that a withhold adjudication means no conviction on your record. So do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
You will have to pay the court costs. I will give you 6 months to do that.
Okay.
And also that you cannot go back to this particular Walmart. Do you understand that?
Yes,
All right?
And also, Mr. Sard, I did not tell you, if you get a third petty theft, it could be a felony, no matter what the value of the items taken might be. Okay?
okay,
Okay.
okay.
All right, so then please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes,
All right, you can put your hand down. And do you understand everything that we've discussed here today?
yes,
Is anyone forcing you to resolve your case?
not at all.
Are you under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
No,
Do you need any more time to speak with your attorney?
no,
You understand that you have the right to go to trial, but by taking a plea today, you are giving up that right.
yes,
Have you ever been treated for mental or emotional illness?
no,
And do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, that by taking a plea today it could subject you to deportation or immigration changes?
yes,
All right, what plea do you wish to enter at this time, guilty or no contest?
no contest.
I accept your no contest plea. I find that it's freely and voluntarily given. Your sentence is a withhold adjudication court costs, no return to Walmart. Okay?
Okay, okay.
All right, good
All
luck.
right.
Thank you.
All right, Candace Harmon. All right, Ms. Harmon, you understand that you are entitled to counsel at this hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
And is it true that you're declining the services of the public defender's office?
For this hearing, yes.
All right, you are before the court at this time for one charge of possession of cocaine, and I find probable cause. Does Ms. Harmon have any priors?
I believe Ms. Harmon's under supervision from another state for possession of cocaine.
Okay. All right, so Ms. Harmon, you have $1,000 bond at this time, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Natalia Vernick. Huh?
Judge Miss, I believe Natalia Vernick is on her way to North Broward.
Okay. All right. And if North Broward will let me know when she gets there. All right. On our He's not actually on the docket, it's just an add-on. All right, Joshua Langhan. Do- Good afternoon. Do you have Joshua Lang, okay,
Yeah, Conti, Your Honor.
all right. Good afternoon, Counselor.
Hello.
Hey, Josh.
Hi,
Judge, we filed pleadings. We represent Mr. Langdon. We understand this is a second look hearing. He's got an extradition hearing tomorrow at, I believe, 12:45 in front of Judge Malika, who I'm also in trial in today.
okay. So what do you want me to do today?
He's already posted the $100 bond. Is that correct, Josh?
Yes, sir.
On these charges, so I think we're good.
Oh, okay,
Judge Malika suggested we put it on for a second look, so that's why I came down prior to the extradition. Just wanted, we're working on a stipulated bond on the extradition he's got a hold from Colorado.
okay.
And she wanted to make sure there was nothing holding him. And I found out when I interviewed Mr. Langen yesterday that he had already posted a bond in this case.
Okay,
So I just want to confirm that once we reach the stipulated bond in Colorado, he will, otherwise there would be no other holds, that this case would not hold him up.
confinement, he has posted his bond on, right? Okay,
I don't,
okay,
I mean, Your
if I-
Honor,
if I may, I don't know that Judge Mulligan knew that counsel was working something out with the other state. Her concern was probably that even if he posted bond, he's not going anywhere with the holdover of the other state.
Yeah.
But if he posts that
but
bond.
something is being worked on.
oh, absolutely, and we're working, and I forget the Assistant State
In
Attorney.
Farnsworth?
Yeah, Mr. Farnsworth. Yeah, I mean,
All
I'm
right.
expecting to be able to enter a stipulation tomorrow, but Judge Malika was concerned, I guess there was some confusion about whether or not, even if he posted a bond and we reached the stipulation, he would be released. My understanding of the law, and well, I'll defer to the clerk's office, is that once the bond's posted, he can be released. Is that correct?
That's my understanding as well. No,
No.
If-
What I'm saying is, if we enter a stipulated bond on the Colorado warrant tomorrow,
And he's able to post it.
and the bond, your records show that he's already posted the bond in the Broward case. The only hold he would have would be Colorado, and if Colorado's satisfied, he would be released.
that's my understanding. The only thing you have to make sure is that it's the other state's Colorado.
Yeah.
That they updated from their end in teletype.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're.
Okay, so if we're all on the same page, he's
Well-
posted his bond and that's okay.
But see, there is some confusion, apparently,
I can tell
apparently
you,
there's some
and I can
confusion
tell you, in my
about,
experience, we've done that. I've seen that where other states agree to bonds and.
right, we've done that too, and again, the reason Judge Malika wanted me to come down and see Your Honor today was just to confirm all of this.
Well, I know that often if they post a bond, they haven't resolved the case, that they're still not going to go anywhere
That's,
because there's,
well, that's assuming that it's a hold from the other state that they can't. get
right.
out on, yeah.
But in this case, if there is an agreed upon bond and he's going to post the bond, I'm assuming, then
Yes.
there should be no reason why
Yeah,
he would be held in custody.
It's just about, like I said, it's just about the Colorado getting the appropriate information to BSO.
Right.
see, I think Judge Malika was under the impression, and I don't want to speak for another
No,
judge,
that's okay.
that it actually had to be resolved, and that was not my understanding.
Well, if the
It
no
does
bond
unless- if it's a
holds
no bond.
is still in place.
Yeah,
but it-
that I'm gonna have taken care of. I
But
just
if,
wanna
but
make
if
sure.
the no bond hold is not going to still be in place, then he'll be out, because will have posted both bonds. Is there something else you wanted to check, confinement?
Thanks.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. All right.
Josh, I'll see you tomorrow in front of Judge Malika.
Thank you, Bud.
All right, Josephine Robinson. You're welcome.
Judge, I've been about she's bonded.
Ms. Robinson bonded. I find probable cause. Rashara Riley.
She's approaching Judge here at Maine.
Ms. Riley is before the court. Charge one is unlicensed money services, greater than 20,000, less than 100,000. Number two is fraud, money laundering, less than 100,000. And number three is an immigration hold. It's a no bond hold for the Department of Homeland Security, and you will have to appear before an immigration judge on that charge. I find probable cause for these charges.
Judge, Ms. Riley advised, I believe we listened, or the court heard from the co-defendant this morning. From speaking with Ms. Riley, right now she's here on vacation. She's been here about 5 days, but she has no sort of family here, no sort of contact, no one that can post a monetary bond. So I do realize she has a no bond hold or immigration, but as far as counts 1 and 2, the $7,000 bond, there's no one that's going to be able to post that bond for her.
Well, I guess she has to deal with the consequences of her actions. In exchange for her travel, she was provided a ticket to the U.S. along with all expenses paid trip, including shopping and entertainment. And she was also involved in the fraud by calling elderly people, posing as a publisher clearing employee, telling them that they were the winners of millions of dollars. And then the co-defendant would give them specific instruction where to and who to send the money in order for them to claim their winnings. So it is unfortunate, but Ms. Riley will have to deal with those face those consequences. And so I find probable cause. This morning, Mr. Linder, do you remember how much bond I set on?
I believe he had 4 counts.
Right.
You would set, on the second-degree felonies, you would set them at 20,000 each, Judge.
All right. So as the charge number 1 and 2, she'll have a $20,000 bond, and then she has a no bond hold on the immigration hold. Which is a total of $40,000 in bond. Donald Bennett.
Mr. Bennett, come on up. Donald Bennett. Is he here? Page 3. Judge, brief recall.
Okay. Brandon Hunt.
Mr. Hunt, come on up, please. He's approaching, Judge.
Mr. Hunt is before the court on charge 1, DUI, alcohol, or drugs. Number 2, failure to use due care. That's not for magistrate. And number 3 is a DUI with damage to property or person of another. I find probable cause for these charges.
Judge, I'm speaking to Mr. Hunt. Right now, he's not in a position to post a bond. Right now, nobody can help post his monetary bond. He's 23 years old, been here in our community for almost half of his life. He lives in Pompano Beach with his brother. He's working. He works for a company called North Star Seafood. He's a receiver. He's been there for about 1 year.
Never mind.
Judge, right now, like I said, there's no one that can post his monetary bond, so he's asking to be released under supervision.
Well, here's the problem with that, Your Honor. Mr. Hunt was arrested October 27th on a DUI and was placed on pretrial. He was then arrested about 5-6 days later on a new battery, and Your Honor revoked his pretrial in that case and set a $1,000 bond on the battery and the DUI. He posted a $2,000 bond. He's now here on his 3rd arrest in a matter of a few weeks, his 2nd DUI in a few weeks. Your Honor, now involving a crash. I'm going to be requesting a $3,500 bond on count 3. Pre-trial, Your Honor, with the TAD monitor, no alcohol or intoxicants, and random testing.
Judge, I do understand what, the state is, their concerns. Mr. Hunt also advised me that was going on. Judge, at this time also, we'd ask you to, since he can't afford a monetary bond, consider a heightened form of supervision, a level 2 pretrial. In lieu of a monetary bond.
Well, it's not gonna be in lieu of a monetary bond. He's out on pretrial, he violates pretrial. We don't revoke pretrial and say no bond. He set a bond. He posts the bond, and he posts a bond on another case. And so at this time, he is going to have a bond, $500 on one, $3,500 on two, and if he posts his bond, he is going to be on pretrial with a TAD monitor. This is all in the space of 2 months.
Your Honor,
Yes,
2 weeks.
2 weeks, even worse. Andre Brown.
Mr. Brown?
Mr. Brown, you're before the court on one charge of touch or strike battery. Number two is resisting officer without violence. And I find probable cause.
Judge, Mr. Brown's going to be requesting the court consider releasing him in a pretrial. Now, this isn't his first time having contact with the system. He believes it's his second time, the first one being back in 2012. But he's been here in our community since he was 9 years old. He's 29. He works when he can at a labor pool. He lives in Tamarack with his mother. His mother cannot afford to post his bond. So we're asking for him to be released under supervision on this misdemeanor offense.
Any priors on Mr. Brown?
Yes, Judge, he does have that prior from 2012. That was shooting at or throwing a deadly missile, child abuse, and battery. Just checking to see if there's anything else. I'm not showing anything else, Judge.
All right, based on these allegations, Mr. Brown has a $1,000 bond, which is a standard bond. I am going to leave that in place, and no victim contact. Mason Gillette,
Bonded, Judge?
all right, Mr. Gillette bonded, I find probable cause. Chedler Sterling,
He's here present, Judge O'Main. He's approaching.
Mr. Sterling is before the court. Charge one is driving while license suspended. Second offense. Number two is an expired vehicle registration over 6 months. That is a traffic infraction and not for magistrate. I find probable cause.
Judge, at this time, nothing to add from the defense. I'm going to be contacting his brother to help post his monetary bond.
All right, he has a $100 bond. Raul Morales,
North Broward.
all right, Mr. Morales, you're before the court on a municipal ordinance violation, sleeping on the beach, park after hours. It's a city ordinance matter. Mr. Morales, what do you wish to do today?
I don't know.
All right, well, your options, you have a $25 bond, you can post the bond, or if you wish to resolve the case today, I could sentence you to time served, no return to that park. So those are your options. What do you want to do?
I don't know. Get help?
Okay, all right, so I'll leave the bond in place, and you'll be able to speak with your attorney, okay?
Okay.
Does Lerner Wren
Is it a
take
transfer, is
MROs?
he one of the transfers for Judge Lerner Wren?
No,
Has he been there before?
I can check.
Just based on his affect, we
I don't
can,
know that he's ever been arrested, but I mean,
all right, I'll sign that order to transfer to Judge Lerner Wren. He says he needs help.
I'll let her Jay know.
All right, so I'll do an order to transfer to Judge Lerner Wren. Thank you. Lorenzo, yes, sir. Yes, Deputy.
I have Miss Vernique Natalia, that she's on page 2.
Is that okay? All right? We can bring her in. Yes.
Thank you.
Natalia Vernique. And Ms. Vernique, you're before the court. Charge 1 is possession of cocaine. Number 2 is DUI, alcohol, or drugs. Number 3, resisting officer without violence. Number 4, introducing contraband into the detention facility. Number 5, failure to obey police or fire department.
None of that.
And I find probable cause for these charges. All right, does Ms. Vernique have any priors?
One moment.
What is this? She asking. Priors.
Not showing anything, Judge.
All right. All right, so there are standard bonds in place at this time. I am going to leave them in place. All right. So you have a total of $2,625 in bond. All right, Donald Bennett. Mr. Bennett? No, that's not Mr.
No,
Bennett.
no, this isn't Mr. Bennett. Mr. Bennett? Oh, Mr. Bennett? Come on up, have a seat, sir. He's approaching, Judge.
All right. All right, Mr. Bennett, you're before the court for an out-of-state felony hold, and this is for the state of Texas. It is a no bond hold, so you will have to go before go for an extradition hearing before the extradition judge, okay? Lorenzo Gore.
Mr. Gore, come on up, please. He's approaching, Judge.
Mr. Gore is before the court on a KPS, a traffic KPS, which was issued September 24th. The charge is suspended driver's license. I don't know, what is Mr. Gore, I find probable cause. He has a,
Mr. Gore, he advised me that, he doesn't know anything about this case. He advised me also he was, basically a victim of identity theft. He doesn't know anything about driving on the license suspended. He's asking to be released on free trial so he can fight this case from the outside. He lives in Lauderhill with his mother, and right now he's not working, so no one can afford to pay $250 bond.
oh, so, so the question I want to ask is, whose address is 1101 Northwest 55 Avenue in Lauderhill?
That is his address, Judge.
Okay, so the question is, did you get notice that you had something? And even if it's not yours, did you take it up on yourself to say, let me go deal with this issue because it's not me? Does Mr. Gore have any other priors?
One moment, Judge. while I'm checking, I can tell you, I read the report in this case. The officer ran his history at the scene of the incident.
Okay,
He ran his history in David. He saw that his license was suspended. David obviously has a photograph of him.
he received a ticket for the original or some notice to appear.
One moment. Yes, he was given an NTA.
All right, Mr. Gore has a $250 bond. Gregory McGlover,
Mr. McClover, come on in. He's approaching, Judge.
all right, Mr. McGlover is before the court on a misdemeanor capias. The charge is possession of drug paraphernalia. This capias was issued September 24th of this year. That judge issued the capias with a $500 bond. I find probable cause.
Judge, Mr. McClover wishes to resolve this case today.
Yes.
Documented offer from the state as a withholding court cost.
Okay?
He wishes to accept the state's offer, Judge.
All right, Mr. McGlover, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir, you can put your hand down. And do you understand everything that we've discussed here today?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand the offer that has been extended to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Is anyone forcing you to resolve your case?
No, ma'am.
Are you under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
No, ma'am.
Do you need any more time to speak with your attorney?
No, ma'am.
You understand that you have the right to go to trial, but by taking a plea today, you are giving up that right.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you ever been treated for mental or emotional illness?
Well, yes, ma'am.
And is there anything about that illness today that would prevent you from making a decision about this case today?
No, ma'am.
And do you understand, sir, that if you are not a U.S. citizen, that by taking a plea today, it could subject you to deportation or immigration changes?
Yes, ma'am.
What plea do you wish to enter, sir? Guilty or no contest?
No contest.
I accept your no contest plea. I find that it's freely and voluntarily given. Your sentence, sir, is withhold adjudication court costs, and I'll give you 6 months to pay the court costs. All right, Xavier Taylor.
Come on up, sir.
All right, on the determination, it looks like we have 1, driving while license suspended, habitual, and then number 2 and number 5 is the same, driving while license suspended, third or subsequent offense. I believe it should be only 1. Or is there something that I'm missing?
Ma'am, one moment, Judge.
Actually, well, yeah, if you look on the police report only has 1, driving while license suspended, third or subsequent offense.
Checking one thing. That's fine, Judge.
All right.
At the end of the day.
So, Mr. Taylor is before the court. Charge 1 is driving while license suspended, habitual. Number 2, driving while license suspended, third or subsequent offense. Number 4 is driving with unsafe vehicle equipment. That's a traffic infraction not for magistrate. Number 4 is a parole violation. That has a no bond hold, and you will have to go before the parole board. And then number 5, I'll find no probable cause, RORU on that additional driving while license suspended charge. Okay, so I find probable cause, and for the other matters, no. And the standard bonds that are in place will remain. Francisco Heredia.
Mr. Heredia, come on up.
Mr. Heredia is before the court. Charge 1 is DUI, alcohol or drugs. Number 2, unlawful speed, and that's a traffic infraction not for magistrate. Number 3 is a felony violation of probation, which has a no bond hold for Judge Siegel, and you'll see Judge Siegel tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. I find probable cause, and you have a $500 bond on number 1. And then Jonathan Trimmer,
Going on, sir?
It's actually an out-of-state hold for Kentucky.
it's not a violation of parole?
No,
All right, so with Mr. Trimmer, I've just received the corrected information that it really is an out-of-state felony hold for the state of Kentucky, and that's a no bond hold. So he will have to go before the extradition court on that charge. Okay. Let me write. Thank you. All right, on the misdemeanor hearing docket, we have Jalen Smith.
Conti?
Conti, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Smith was arrested on November 7th. So he's before the court today for a second look at his bond status.
Judge, maybe Mr. Smith can confirm this for us, but I think he was just placed on probation. Is
Yes,
that right,
sir.
Mr. Smith?
Yes, sir.
He was placed on probation for some other matter.
Felony.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
So he's already being supervised by the Department of Corrections. So I don't know if Mr. Smith is interested in resolving this afternoon.
Yes, I am, sir.
Okay.
It's not that easy with the DWS. I'd have to pull his driving record.
okay. It's not a driving charge that he's on probation for.
No, it's
Okay.
a felony drug offense.
Okay.
It's a grand theft, Judge.
Okay.
How many priors? Okay.
I'm just looking at any driving priors.
Yeah, no, that's all I'm looking at is DWS's, whether there are any or not. I don't see any priors, so this would be a first. The offer would be a withholding court cost on both counts. He just needs to be advised of potential consequences.
All right, so, Mr. Smith, if you wish to resolve the case today, all indications are that this is your first driving a license suspended charge. Just you need to know that there's a new law in place as of October. And if you get a third driving while license suspended, you could either be facing a felony matter or a mandatory 10 days in jail is a sentence. So, knowing all of that, do you wish to resolve the case? The sentence will be withhold adjudication and court costs.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can put your hand down. And Mr. Smith, do you understand everything we've discussed here today?
Yes, ma'am.
Is anyone forcing you to resolve your case?
No, ma'am.
Are you under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
No, ma'am.
Do you need any more time to speak with your attorney?
No, ma'am.
You understand that you have the right to go to trial, but by taking a plea today, you are giving up that right.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you ever been treated for mental or emotional illness?
No, ma'am.
And do you understand, sir, that if you are not a U.S. citizen, that by taking a plea today, it could subject you to deportation or immigration changes?
Yes, ma'am.
What plea do you wish to enter at this time, guilty or no contest?
No contest.
I accept your no contest plea. I find that it's freely and voluntarily given. Your sentence, sir, is withhold adjudication, court costs, and I'll give you 6 months to pay the court costs.
Okay, thank you.
All right? Sandra Kelly,
I believe we're sending her to Judge Lerner Wren.
we're sending Ms. Kelly to Judge
She's-
Lerner in.
Judge, her Jay's already scheduled her.
Okay,
Yes, and
all right, so just,
they
we'll
told me she's in pretty bad shape, so.
oh, okay. All right, I'll sign that order to transfer to Judge Lerner Wren, okay? All right, and then on our felony hearing docket, we have Carlo Felicity.
He's here at Main Judge approaching. Come on up, sir.
All right, this is a November 8 arrest, and so this is a second look at his bond status. And I have no information, so I don't know how much bond he has.
It's $1,000 bond, Your Honor. I'd ask the court not to take any action. My understanding, reviewing Odyssey, he was arrested on a not in custody, and he was arraigned this morning by Judge Tobin Singer.
Oh, okay.
And my understanding, Judge, is that is correct. And when she found out, I believe this not in custody is from the same allegations which stemmed from the initial arrest back in June. She, from what he advised me, she ROR'd him on this offense.
Okay.
All right, well, if there's an order in place that he's been ROR'd, then he's ROR'd, okay? All right, so Alonzo Hill. So I'm taking no action.
Mr. Hill
This
is approaching. Mr. Hill, come on up, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Hill is before the court. He was arrested November 9th. So this is the second look at his bond status.
Yes, Judge.
And
Correct,
Mr.
Judge. I believe
Hill,
he has a total bond of $1,350.
right.
Judge, right now, he lost his job. He lives with his mom in Coral Springs. From what he advised me, no one can afford to post his bond, so he's asking to be released under supervision.
First of all, I think he got very reasonable bonds when his bonds for the 2 counts of corruption by threat were set at $500 each. According to the report, he threatened officers that he would, he was going to off both of them. Told them to take their badges off so he could referring to a particular part of their anatomy, Your Honor. Threatened that he was going to kill both officers. I would also note his criminal history. 2018, possession of cocaine, battery on a law enforcement officer. He violated probation, was sentenced to 180 days county jail. 2018, assault, resisting without violence. He violated probation. 2018, criminal mischief. 2016, resisting without violence and theft. 2015, possession of PVP. 2016, theft. Nothing further.
All right. I reviewed the probable cause affidavit. There's a lot of nasty name calling and resisting, so I'm gonna leave the bond where it is. Alfredo Martinez,
Mr. Martinez, come on up, please. He's approaching, Judge.
and Mr. Martinez was arrested November 10th, so this is a second look at his bond status.
These are drug offenses, Judge.
$2,025, Judge.
Okay,
He right now he's not working. He's looking for work, Judge. He lives in Hialeah with his mother. My understanding his mother cannot afford to post his monetary bond. Judge, I'm asking on these nonviolent offenses if the court would consider releasing him pretrial because they're drug offenses. We want to object if also the court wanted to impose random drug tests.
Just inquiring a pretrial real quick, Your Honor, 'cause
Okay.
he has no Broward priors. It's for?
Jason Dade. All right, Mr. Martinez has an open warrant on a VOP in Lakeland. He has an open case in Dade. And so at this time, I'm going to leave the bond in place that he has here on these charges. All right, Wilkins Inalian.
Come on up.
All right, Mr. Inalian is before the court.
He's got a $3,000 bond, total bond.
He was arrested on November 10th.
Yes, Judge.
And any priors?
Judge, he does.
Okay.
But my understanding is he lives in North Lauderdale with his parents. He goes to OIC. He was trying to explain to me what it was. It was a program with schooling, and it helps him get a job. He goes Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Judge, I know the state's going to be bringing up his priors, but based on all the totality, we wouldn't object if the court was uncomfortable with simple pretrial release with level 2 pretrial then on these drug offenses.
What time does he go to school?
He tells me it's at 8:30 in the morning to 3:30.
Actually, Judge, I was not planning on bringing up one prior offense. What I was going to bring up is his 3 pending felonies and his 1 pending misdemeanor, in addition to this case. He's out on a burglary, conveyance, grand theft, a grand theft auto, a grand theft, and another petty theft.
All right, so I think leaving the bond in place would be the right thing to do at this time. All right. I believe that's it for dockets.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone, and I will
Fine day of
see
magistrate.
everyone tomorrow morning.
See you then, Judge.
And I'll sign whatever orders,
Have a great evening, everyone.